Hey everyone, I'm Chris. Welcome to this very special edition of It Had to Be Said. I bet you haven't seen much philosophical breakdown of the Trailer Park Boys. As far as I can find, this is the only video on YouTube on philosophy and the Trailer Park Boys. Nor is there a book called The Trailer Park Boys and Philosophy, like there is for The Simpsons, Seinfeld, The Matrix, Futurama, Lord of the Rings, Family Guy, Rick and Morty, The Office, Arrested Development, 30 Rock, Breaking Bad, Spider-Man, South Park, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and of course, Mr. Rogers. It's possible the people who contribute to these books think the Trailer Park Boys isn't up to their high standards for philosophy. I think that's mostly because people who analyze TV shows, most of them don't get that in some ways the boys and their antics represent an ideal way of living within a capitalist system. That's not to say I would necessarily endorse anything they do or that I see Sunnyvale Trailer Park as an ideal society. No, but I don't think it's devoid of philosophy. Pretty much everything we think and do has some philosophy behind it, even if we don't realize it. Sorry, especially if we don't realize it. The problem is, the philosophy of the Trailer Park Boys isn't taught in school, so we don't recognize it as philosophy. If you've never seen it, the Trailer Park Boys are three guys named Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles who live in a poor community in Nova Scotia. For one reason or another, they're always brushing up against authority, continually in conflict with each other and their friends and neighbors, but still finding the time to get drunk and high. The boys commit a lot of crime. Now, if you've seen one of my videos on crime and the law, or if you just know about the 3 felonies a day rule, you know we all commit crimes. It's just about impossible not to. But the boys commit the kind of crimes police pay more attention to, like robbing liquor stores and growing weed. They commit crimes for different reasons on the surface. Like when they need food for a wedding, so they rob a grocery store. But it all comes back to the need for money. This system that requires everyone to use money was imposed on them from birth. Poor people are people who've had everything taken away from them. In most cases, they work hard and still can't get out of poverty. That's what the economy does. It creates poverty by taking from some people so others can get rich. That's why the economy is organized this way. That's its philosophy. It's called capitalism. Capitalism doesn't care how much pain you need to cause to make money, whether by destroying natural resources on stolen land, taking most of the value of your workers' labor, restricting supply and turning something into a luxury, whatever, as long as you make money. So we've got to get money somehow. That's where your philosophy comes in. Most people follow the dominant philosophy that's handed down to them. In our case, go to school, get a job, buy a house, retire at 65. But some people see beyond the ideology imposed on them and do what's right for them. The Trailer Park Boys' philosophy raises questions for us about how to survive in, find happiness in, and maybe even fight back against the system that's keeping us down. The philosophy I'm going to use to explain how the Trailer Park Boys think is illegalism. I know that sounds just committing crimes, but it's a philosophy. In this video, I'll be comparing and contrasting the Trailer Park Boys with illegalist theory and practice. I don't actually think anyone in Sunnyvale Trailer Park is a committed illegalist, because illegalism is related to anarchism and egoism, and the people of Sunnyvale don't read that much. But they're almost there. If they understood the systems they lived under better, and had heard of the theory, they might be full-fledged illegalists. Before we understand illegalism, we need to understand anarchism and egoism, because an illegalist is an anarchist and egoist. You can watch more videos on this channel to learn about them, um, but in a nutshell, anarchism opposes any forces of oppression and hierarchy like capitalism, racism, and the state, while egoism, which has co-evolved with anarchism somewhat, focuses on an individual's liberating themselves from old, useless ideas, say capitalism, racism, and the state, and living for themselves. As theories, anarchism and egoism both date back to about the mid-19th century. They haven't always been put together, but around the end of that century, in the generation following the Paris Commune, radical currents were mingling in France, and out came illegalism. Illegalism is about embracing illegal activity, mainly theft, as a way of life. The down and out in Paris were poor, hungry, and unable to get work, so many of them became radicals. As anarchists, they were opposed to wage labor and would rather steal from the rich. As egoists, they rejected conventions that did not serve them, like the honest day's work ethic that kept them poor. What can an honest poor man symbolize, asks Renzo Novatore, another well-known illegalist of the time, if not the most degrading form of human degradation? Illegalism differs slightly from the expropriative anarchism of Argentina and Spain in the early 20th century, which was less about stealing as a way of life and more about stealing to fund revolution. The Trailer Park Boys are not funding revolution. To dress it up in modern jargon, they're engaging in personal anti-poverty campaigns to reconcile historic injustices. The historian Eric Hobsbawm called the crimes of the lower classes against the rich social banditry, explaining that although illegal, because laws are made by the powerful to protect the powerful, plenty of crime throughout history has been widely considered a legitimate form of fighting back. Think Robin Hood. In capitalist morality, property is paramount, which is why stealing or destroying a rich person's property is punished more severely than taking a poor person's life. Like other anarchists, illegalists consider the property of the rich stolen from the commons and made private, for the enjoyment of one person or one class of people, even if other people are starving outside. Clément Duval, one of the early French illegalists, wrote, "Theft is but restitution carried out by an individual to their own benefit, being conscious of another's undue monopolization of wealth." In a world controlled by the rich derive their power from their property. So depriving them of their property evens the score a little. Here's Élisée Reclus. The community of workers, have they the right to take back all the products of their labor? Yes, 1,000 times yes. This reappropriation is the revolution, without which everything still is to be done. The best known example of illegalists is probably the Bonneau gang, which operated in France and Belgium in 1911 and 1912. Well, I call it the Bonneau gang. Really, that was the name the newspapers gave to this loose confederation of illegalists. There they are. This was a caricature that appeared in the newspaper Le Figaro. Normally, of course, I wouldn't want to help the police by sharing the faces of wanted criminals like this, but pretty sure they're all dead by now. It was named after Jules Bonneau, the oldest. But there was no leader. This gang was a great example of what Max Stirner, the daddy of egoism, had in mind when he described a union of egoists. They had a common purpose, association was voluntary, everyone was considered equals. Bonneau and his illegalist contemporaries learned firsthand the misery and insecurity and poverty associated with wage labor. Instead of resigning themselves to the fate capitalism had chosen for them, they chose to rebel. Like the Misérables of Paris, the Trailer Park Boys have trouble finding work.
Maybe I could borrow your truck late at night and be a cab driver for the drunks at the bars.
You need a chauffeur's license for that, Ricky, and you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up sitting out front of bars fucking drunk and high every night.
Yeah, good point. Well, maybe I could work at the beach, doing something at the beach.
The beach? There's not really any jobs at the beach, Ricky, other than a lifeguard, and I don't think you can do that.
You see, like, I'm fucked. There's nothing. I'm just gonna go back to jail. It's fucking easier. We're done finishing these ice creams in this fucking beautiful joint. I'm robbing that fucking store, and I'm going to jail. Fuck it!
But they still know how to get shit done.
What if I said there was a way to do this very easily? Probably today.
Is it illegal?
Very.
In class terms, the original illegalists and the Trailer Park Boys belong to the lumpenproletariat. The underclass, the poor, the homeless, gangbangers, petty criminals, and sex workers who supposedly have no class consciousness. No idea why they're poor. Marx and Engels largely wrote them off, figuring they couldn't be salvaged and turned into revolutionaries. They would be easily bribed by reactionaries, like the state and the rich, to sell out the revolution. And not being workers, they were basically parasites. But the anarchists were different. Mikhail Bakunin called them the flower of the working class, almost unpolluted by bourgeois civilization. He said lumpens wouldn't join the International Working Men's Association, the first communist international, because they want their immediate economic liberation, rather than a vague promise of a utopian future. The Trailer Park Boys certainly want their economic liberation. After all, what value are the imaginary rights and abstract freedoms offered by the state if you're mired in poverty and working for someone else all day? They show in practice how the abolition of work is, and they might be interested in reading Bob Black's work on the subject.
Julian, we don't work. You know us.
In the meantime, they've found all kinds of ingenious ways to achieve freedom from wage labor. Take Bubbles. He steals shopping carts from malls.
People don't realize how much fucking money there are in carts. I take these home and fix them, sell them back to a different mall for 18 bucks. Got the two malls playing off each other. That's how I make my living. Not even really stealing, if you ask me, because most of the money I make here, I spend it back there anyway on fucking cat food and stuff like that.
And as his story tells us, sometimes your illegal activity needs a little muscle behind it.
You guys must think you're pretty tough, eh? Picking on my friend Bubbles, huh?
I was just doing my job, Julian.
What do you think he was doing? How do you think he makes a living? How do you think he feeds his cats, huh?
I don't know. Take your finger off the trigger. Please take your finger.
Listen, all right, this is what I want you to do.
I'm listening.
You take all those cards, you throw them over the bank, all right?
Absolutely.
That's all I want you to do, okay?
Yes.
And you're not going to call the cops, are you?
No.
But wait, there's more. The boys needed money to buy the equipment to grow weed plants, to get money. So they went to the mall to steal car stereos.
This is perfect. We're going to go to the shop mall right now, steal 20 or 30 car stereos, sell them to J-Roc. That should give us enough money to start up this business. It's not a problem.
No big deal.
Julian, I picked you up at jail 10 minutes ago. And now you're telling me we're going to steal car stereos.
But the thing is, in order to stop breaking the law, we got to break the law just for a couple minutes, and then we're going to be done, retired.
And you need electricity to grow weed.
Stealing power fucking since grade 7, guys. Know what I'm fucking doing here.
And you need to harvest the weed, and when they heard the police were coming for their plants, the boys forced a famous folk singer and her roadies to help them.
This is serious shit. I don't know if you noticed, but this is weed.
Ricky, you're forcing Rita McNeil and her band to harvest dope at gunpoint. You could be a little bit fucking nicer,
Well, I could be a little bit faster.
What else goes on in Sunnyvale? The residents of Sunnyvale Trailer Park are supposed to pay lot fees, i.e. rent, but usually don't. In fact, try to collect, and you might get attacked.
Ow! Ow! Fuck! Dude! You fucking tried to shave me with nail clippers! Fuck, man! Fuck! Get the fuck off my property!
They don't buy licenses off the government.
Now J-Roc and the Rock Pile's proud to present our licensed crib, you know what I'm saying? Open for business, but boys down front throwing the shit down. Come on, come on!
And why should they? Why do you have to fill out forms and pay fees for permission to do something you should be free to do? When no one's looking, J-Roc and his crew steal groceries.
You know what I'm saying? Me and the Rock Pile got gang of groceries down to a science, right? You know what I mean? For raw. You just roll up to a different parcel pick up every day, you know what I'm saying? Make sure them grocery bitches ain't there, you know what I'm saying, T?
Straight up, straight up.
Then we just jack the shit and throw it in the whip, right?
As do Ricky and Julian. Ricky's dad, Ray, is defrauding the government, collecting disability insurance for an injury he may already have recovered from.
Rick, is the coast clear there, buddy?
Yeah, it's clear, Dad. Clear, right?
Fucking Julian.
Who's hurt by that, by the way? The taxpayers? No. Their money will get taken from them either way. Disabled people? No. They'll still get theirs. The government's pool of money is slightly smaller, and they'll throw you in jail for that. Anyway, back to stealing. Here's how Ricky and Jacob stole the spare tire out of the trunk of a police car.
Quick and dirty. Let's hit that one first. Cop car? Yeah, they got full-size spares, and they think people are too stupid to break into them. You're not. Should be a button in the glove box there to pop the trunk. Let's go, quick, quick.
Why would he have to do a cop car?
Nice. He's fucked. Take the spare tire and put it over there in the garbage. That's pretty much legal.
Yeah, pretty much. But even if it were illegal, that's different from being wrong. Julian stole some lobster traps.
What? These aren't your fucking traps!
Pops, no, none of them are, man. Do you know how much a fucking lobster license costs?
Why should all the lobsters go only to the people who can afford them? Reminds me of something Sterner said. Do you suppose the lobsters do not belong to us as much as to you? You will make an outcry over violence if we reach out our hands and help consume them, and you're right. Without violence, we do not get them, as you no less have them by doing violence to us. Well, actually, Sterner said oysters, but you get the gist. They tried breaking into parking meters, but found an easier way to do the job.
Everybody calm down, nothing to see here. Just doing some accident testing for the city. Corey, Trevor, meters in the trunk, come on.
Got it.
Basically, we're just testing to see the strength of the metal against cars.
Julian gets a job in mall security to make it easy to rob the place.
Okay, who's ready to do some shoplifting for me?
Bubbles stole a prize-winning train and the boys used it to transport weed across the border.
All right, boys. It all comes down to this remote now. I hope this fucker's wired right. Let's do it. Yes.
Fuck yeah, Bubbles.
Ricky steals furniture from government offices.
Government buildings are so easy to rob. You can walk in here in broad daylight, take everything, and no one even says anything.
How's it going? I just need this tape.
Wait, we're just actually about to start a production meeting.
Yeah, no, there's new furniture coming here in about 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna take this stuff.
Just let me call my supervisor, please.
Actually, I'd love to, but we need that phone, so sorry about that.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, everybody just put the stuff down, please.
Just keep that stuff coming right out here,
Where are
please.
you guys taking this stuff?
Taking
No,
it over.
just put it down. You can't have our stuff, okay? Like, we need this. I mean, we're trying to get some work
Look, I'm trying to do my job here. Keep it coming out here. I need 4 loaders for the car.
Who said you could take this stuff out of here? I mean, we need this.
Paul or Jeff? Is it at head office?
Jeff?
I don't know.
You talked to Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything's cool. There's gonna be new shit here in about 10 minutes. It's a lot nicer than this.
Oh, we're getting
shitty
new
stuff.
We're getting new stuff.
It's brand new. It's great. Keep it coming out
I just
this
talked
way.
to Jeff and we're getting new stuff.
Keep it moving.
In light of the alternative, to work all day and stay poor, these actions are quite rational. I would liken it to the looting that often takes place during an uprising or a natural disaster. People are poor and they take things that might make their lives easier. Like looters, in addition to economic liberation, the Trailer Park Boys want a few luxuries too. Like stealing satellite TV.
You can go to jail for a long time for this.
What, free TV?
It's not free. It's like stealing.
Stealing? You guys are beaming a signal in this fucking trailer park with my permission, not me. So I got these little things that pick up that signal from space. How the fuck is that stealing? What, do you own space? No, NASA does.
That makes sense to me too. Again, it's like looting. You're poor, but you still want some of the luxuries everyone else seems to have. So you steal them. He who has no means of subsistence has no duty to acknowledge or respect other people's property, considering that the principles of the social covenant have been violated to his prejudice. They're not malicious.
Look, I need some stuff, and I could rob you or you could just give it to me. It's up to yourselves.
They're constrained by their consciences just like we are. They're just poor and not content to suffer quietly through poverty. Not being revolutionaries, but just people who want to live freely, the Trailer Park Boys don't kill people.
That's what you want, sir?
I don't like shooting at people. I don't want to kill anybody. I just like scaring them, so I shoot right over their heads, you know, way all clean over their heads. But as long as there's a big flame coming out of the gun and, you know, you look mean enough, it's usually enough to scare the shit out of somebody.
Most of the illegalists of pre-war Europe were not opposed to assassination and engaged in shootouts with the police when they needed to. The main difference between the Trailer Park Boys and other illegalists is purpose. Illegalists are informed by the ideals of anarchist and egoist philosophy, while the boys just want comfortable lives. I don't think it would be hard to persuade the boys in most of Sunnyvale of the validity of claims like authority might be illegitimate, we shouldn't have to pay rent just to live somewhere, and we should work with the members of our community to govern and support ourselves. Some people are just a persuasive conversation away from freeing their minds of the beliefs they were brought up on. But you could certainly make the argument that as people who fight for their freedom against an oppressive system, they are anarchists or egoists already. Enrico Malatesta wrote at the time, "By definition, an anarchist does not wish to be oppressed nor wishes to be an oppressor, and wants the greatest well-being, freedom, and development for all humans." Illegalism might take some planning, but it doesn't require you to read long, dry theory. You can engage in it with a minimum number of compatriots so you don't have to join whatever leftist organizations are in your area. An illegalist might do both, anti-racist organizing by day, hacking corporate databases by night. The Trailer Park Boys don't really do technology, so they're much more limited than people who do. Still, they're smarter than people give them credit for. Remember a month or two ago when I said everyone is a genius? Sure you do. I think Ricky is a great example of what I was talking about. Obviously, he's not good at everything. He's got a bit of a temper.
What's coming? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Jesus. Take every fucking one of these down the fucking ground. Is that what you want, you fucking retards? Don't give a fuck about this stupid bullshit.
That windshield was already dry.
Fucking proud to the fucking permission.
He's not really good with words.
Tropical earthquake blew through here or something, man. I got a question. What the fuck is this shit?
Ready directions for the fastest way to get to the liquor store?
How to get bourbon stains out of kahaki pants?
It's khaki, Ricky. It's a color.
It's not a ladybug. It's a caterpillar.
My motto when I was younger, learning how to grow dope, and things would have been a lot smoother, because now if some kid wants to grow dope, they can come and talk to me, and instead of growing dope 6 or 7 times through denial and error, then they're going to get it right the first time.
He doesn't always understand how things work.
All the credit cards are maxed out in your name. I threw them in the fucking lake. They can't trace that shit back to you. Don't worry about it.
But he's not wrong about everything. He's a better egoist than most people, and of course, I mean that as a compliment. Sterner described the egoist as exorcising the ghosts of other people's ideas from their thinking. In other words, questioning and rejecting bad ideas. Ricky doesn't think critically about all social institutions and conventions. I mean, who does? Like how he wants to finish grade 10 because he thinks that'll prove something, rather than continuing to learn outside school. But that's his choice. He also chooses less well-trodden paths, like not working. He's wiser than people think. Wasn't it Socrates who originally said,
I know I'm stupid. I don't know anything.
who else is honest enough to admit that they don't know anything? But Ricky's wrong. He knows stuff.
The thing with me is that I am smart, and I'm self-smarted, basically, by myself. Basically from nature and smoke and drugs and doing different things, I've self-learned myself.
Ricky's self-learned himself. He knows things that are useful to him, like fixing stuff, growing weed, banging, all essential modern skills. Like Jules Bonneau before him, Ricky prefers to avoid bloodshed and outwit his opponents. He's great at tricking and persuading people, including police.
Guys, we're on live TV here. Just want you to remember that, okay? This is part of your monthly evaluation. I didn't want to tell you. We're not supposed to tell you, but
Stay right there.
that's why the camera's here, guys.
Hey, hey! Hey, what the hell are you guys doing?
Ricky, what does it look like we're doing?
It looks like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, well, it might look like something we shouldn't be doing, but actually we're doing something we should be doing, all right?
Hey, I'm the mall manager.
Yeah, I know who you are, pal. Let me tell you, you got a real problem with mall security. This is 7 steers are lost in this mall now because people are breaking in because you're not doing your fucking job. You guys having a busy night, or how are things going?
You have a beverage there, sir? What's in that beverage?
Okay, can I just explain
What's
what the fuck's
in that beverage, sir?
That is... I'm not gonna lie to you, it's rum and coke. And
Rum
I'll
and
tell you
coke.
what, I'm not drinking, I'm the driver. This guy's getting married, we're having a little stag party.
Now, we've had reports of gunshots here.
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
I do, actually. I'm the one that called you guys. Bunch of little fuckers, I don't know who they were. They, first I thought it was firecrackers, and then I saw one of them. He did this motion thing where he pulled something, I think it was a gun.
Kids or adults?
Kids, adults,
God
kids, I
damn
think.
kids again.
On the ground! Undercover Intercontinental Insect Enforcement Agency. Hands where I can fucking see them. Do not fucking move. People are fucking stupid, especially college peoples. You show up with a flashing light and a handgun and use a bunch of big words, and you basically get whatever the fuck you want for free. Oh, this is worse than we thought, Officer Leahy. Totally infested with the African, aluminium eating Zulu Pete's. We gotta burn all these right now, all these new ones. Let's go, on your feet. Let's
go,
on your fucking
get up.
feet. Give us a hand, we gotta take all these away right now.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's going on here?
Just doing our fucking jobs. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Wait, what job?
Swapping out the bike racks.
With bikes still on them?
Yes, with fucking bikes still on. What do you want us to track down every owner around all these fucking stupid classrooms, try to find them? Think about that. These are the old Model 347s with the lead asbestos in them, and it's supposed to be done 2 years ago. You didn't hear about this? These are really, really fucking dangerous.
Oh shit! No, I haven't heard anything about that. Have you?
No, we can check with Danny, though.
Yeah. Check with Danny.
Who's
for sure.
Danny, your fucking boss?
Yeah.
Danny? Oh my fuck. I used to run the whole fucking show here, and Danny worked for me. Bit of a fucking idiot, if you ask me. But anyway, you can check with me, Mom. It just means I'm gonna have to fill out a ton of paperwork. He's probably gonna make you guys fill out paperwork all fucking day if you want to do that. But go ahead, I guess. Just I was hoping to get this done before more people die of the poisoning. Does Danny let you guys smoke hash? Show us your hands! Calm the fuck down. They're right here. Guys you want to rope back. They ran to the woods with a bunch of stuff from that fucking house there. There's 2 guys. One guy had a big gut, no shirt, purple tits. The guy was a bit older. Head looked a bit like an onion, kind of bald. Cakey clothes, and I think he may have pissed himself, to be honest.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Donnie Treverson, looking for my dog, heard the alarm, just came over to check it out.
What are they doing?
It's a news team just doing a story on all the dogs that are fucking running away. I got a bunch of people here helping me look. Boys, did you find anything? Any luck? It's not over here. Oh yeah, there we go, see?
No, don't see him in the bushes or anywhere.
Ricky knows everyone smokes hash, so he minted it and created his own currency.
Why the fuck am I trying to grow dope to make money, to buy shit? You know, when pretty much the people that have all this shit I need smoke dope. So, I got rid of the middle land, and I started making my own fucking money out of hash. It's perfect. I mean, with a pocket full of 10, 1, 2, and 5 gram hash coins, you can buy whatever the fuck you need. So I don't need money anymore. Money can suck my cock.
And that's not his only good idea.
We're gonna make a lot of money here with all this weed. Like, we should buy a fucking island. Start our own country. I don't know, have a flag and everything, man. And no more cops, no more Leahy. Think about how fucking perfect that would be.
I bet you've had that idea at some point too. Or there's his legal loophole.
You mean the fucking kids stole those barbecues?
Well, that was their idea. It's no big deal.
Oh, no, it's no big deal, Ricky. They're just little kids.
He's right, Rick.
Do you know how fucked up that is?
No more stealing barbecues with kids, okay? That's worse than theft over 1,000.
No, it's not. I think we should take full advantage of this Youth Justice Act, man. Steal all the fucking barbecues we can, 20 a day. Fuck it.
But I hear you and Bubbles asking, isn't getting kids to steal barbecues immoral? Sterner would say no. To Sterner, morality is just a set of rules we use for repressing individuals. He had no time for anarchists who wanted to set up a whole new set of morals for society. Even revolutionary ideas like anarchism can be repressive if they give way to sacred concepts and inflexible ideas. Ricky's quick thinking shot down a drone that was spying on them as they picked magic mushrooms.
Fuck, that could be a police drone. There's a camera on that thing, Ricky. That could...
What are you talking about?
Okay, just act natural, everybody. Fuck you!
Seems reasonable. He's eliminating witnesses without bloodshed. The boys have what I regard as a healthy disrespect for authority in general.
Get out of the way.
Listen. Stop it!
These machines are put in here by the government to take money from people, okay? They just want welfare checks back, Ray, and it's working, okay?
Thanks, appreciate it. You guys want to smoke a joint? I think my daughter back from Emergency Child Protective Services. I'm all stressed out. So come on, let's get stoned. Fuck you then. I gotta deal with a bunch of government dicks. You guys work for the government too? Fucking idiots.
Ricky's not the worst parent on TV.
Hi, Rose. Me and Kern went down to the store. Can I take the car?
No, you can't. But what you can do is take the car, go down the edge of the trailer park and park it. Get out, lock the doors, go to the store, get what you need. Actually, get me a couple bags of chips. Dressed all over in zesty Mordant. And then just come back here after that when you're done. All right?
Yep.
Put your seatbelts on. Don't leave the park, Trin, all right?
Okay.
When you're a kid, doing stuff that's illegal is a lot more fun than doing stuff that's legal. So I let her take the car. She's only driving around the park. It's no big deal. I told her to put her seatbelt on. I don't see the problem with that.
There's a consistency between his philosophy for himself and for his kids. No double standards, which is more than a lot of parents can say. He's not the typical authoritarian parent who lectures and orders and raises children who can do homework but can't think for themselves. Illegalists are often nonconformists from a young age. Even as a child, Jules Bonneau's teachers described him as an intelligent pupil, but lazy, undisciplined, and insolent. Looks like he was one of the lucky ones. School couldn't crush his spirit. Nor do the people of Sunnyvale have much taste for convention.
He's just coming back to school, okay? I need a book.
What do you think you're doing? You put that out right now.
You can't even smoke it here anymore?
Put that out. Excuse me.
For fuck's sakes. You can't smoke in jail, you can't smoke in schools.
Don't listen to him.
How's this
He's a
world
little
coming to?
confused, all right? I'm looking for a book on horticulture. This is an emergency. Could you please help me out? Where can I find one?
They're on the top shelf by the 700.
And good for them. Why follow social conventions if they don't serve you? Because people tell you to? Because they use words like normal and tradition and our country? The ruling elite do whatever they want, but they lay down all kinds of laws and social rules preventing us from doing it. That's what Nietzsche called slave moralities. To an egoist, right and wrong are just two more ideas meant to enslave us. Egoists are not constrained by other people's ideas. As one of the original illegalists, Victor Serge, argued, society is the enemy of individuality through its demand for conformity to rules, laws, and customs, and bandits like the Trailer Park Boys are the only ones who dare to assert their right to life. They're not waiting for the revolution promised by the socialist intelligentsia. They're living for the present. In that vein, they help build community and enjoy life. Albert Libertad, another French illegalist, used to organize feasts, dances, and hikes. He saw anarchism less as militant sacrifice and more as enjoying life and liberating oneself from its drudgeries. He felt there was a false dichotomy between individual revolt and social revolution, as the former is just a moment of the latter. One of the boys' weaknesses is living in one place. The police always know where they are, or at least where they're going back to. The ideal for anyone trying not to get caught is, as Bruce Lee explained, to be like water.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Keep moving, dodge back, regroup, strike, and disperse. Having a home turf is the same weakness shared by the Paris Commune and the CHAZ, or Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, formed in Seattle this year. If you're in one place, the uniforms know where to find you. Illegalists in Europe kept moving around and often went into hiding. But the fact is, the boys have a territory, Sunnyvale Trailer Park, so they have an interest in peace. They try to make peace, but like so many peace agreements, it doesn't solve the underlying conflict, and at some point, one side, usually the more powerful, breaks it. Conflict in the Trailer Park Boys reflects the wider clash of authority versus freedom. Authority comes in two forms in this show. Like for the rest of us, there are police, but there's also the trailer park supervisor, Jim Leahy, along with his partner, Randy. Leahy and Randy are always trying to catch the boys committing crimes, and then they call in the police. But one thing all the authorities in this show have in common is they're hypocrites. They all knowingly break the law, but they've decided Ricky and Julian are the problem. Their crimes are crimes, and our crimes are law. And that's very much the way that things are in the real world. The richest people and their agents in law enforcement commit the most violence, but only the violence of the poor is called violence. They do the most stealing, but only the poor get called thieves. And the people in control of the system they call the justice system have no interest in justice. James L. Walker made a couple of interesting points on this note. What is justice? It is an idea presupposing a power that lays down a rule or which the individual owes respect and obedience.
Fuck this court, fuck Jim Leahy, fuck Randy, fuck those two idiot cops right there, fuck suit dummies. As a matter of fact, fuck legal aid.
If there be any use for the word justice, it must mean the rules for a union of egoists with benefits to at least balance duties, and these duties are simply a matter of contract.
Me, him, and you split 50-50-50.
The intelligent egoist will respect the vicious horse sooner than the tame subservient man. Viciousness is the resistance to enslavement. There is more virtue in the criminal classes than in the tame slaves. Crime and virtue are under the same state tyranny, as sin and virtue are the same under theological tyranny. If Ricky knew all those big fancy book learning words, he might agree. Like anarchists, the boys resolve their conflicts without police, courts, judges, and prisons to the best of their ability. They know the law works against them, not for them, so they don't let it determine their actions.
If I can't smoke and swear, I'm fucked. And so are all these guys.
The question illegalism poses that most forms of anarchism do not is whether it's right to steal for individual appropriation. And the illegalist said, yeah. To an illegalist or any egoist, the real question is, what can I get away with? The Bonneau gang robbed banks in broad daylight and invented the getaway car. That was their praxis, their way of carrying out revolution. Ricky explains his praxis.
Instead of breaking the law big time for a big payday, you gotta break the law a lot, but little tiny crimes. And then you still make as much money and the cops won't mess with you.
People think that when you're trying to steal, you're supposed to do it at night and wear masks and shit. Fuck that. Broad daylight, a few pylons, worker vests, and it's easy.
I think about breaking the house with fucking alarm systems. That's what we need to do. It's easy money.
Me and the old man used to do it.
Breaking into houses with alarm systems. What are you talking about?
Well, if you got a fucking alarm, those little stickers that say, hey, look at all my fucking awesome stuff in here. That's what you want to look for.
Yeah, but Ricky, then when the alarm starts fucking blaring, it's also saying, hey, I'm getting robbed. Police, get here quickly, please.
But boys, if we have enough hands, you break in, you fucking smash the door in, pick the lock, whatever. You got 5-10 minutes for the cops to show up. Cops are fucking slowing down. Remember that.
The fastest way to get money is to steal a bank machine. And it doesn't take rocket appliances to realize all you gotta do is take a fucking chain, hook it up to a truck, and yank the fucking bank machine out of the store.
With all these lessons, the Trailer Park Boys is almost an advice column for aspiring criminals. But it's fiction, so take it with a grain of salt. You would need to adapt your strategy to your situation. Whatever we learn from history, times are different. One disadvantage modern illegalists face is all the surveillance. The cameras, the drones, and a computer you carry around all day that's listening to you like Hal. But one advantage we have over the original illegalists is wearing hoods and masks is quite acceptable, even encouraged nowadays. I think that covers the basics of illegalism and how the Trailer Park Boys practice it. Hope you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and my friend wanted to say something. Hi, I'm Jules Bonneau. Are you stuck in capitalism? Fed up with bosses? Tired of waiting for a revolution that might never come? Maybe you should try illegalism.
We've got guns. We've got drugs. And all the stolen goods you can fence.
Now get out there and take back your life.